What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be clearing Sens Fortress and the boss at the end of it, the Iron Golem. If you are just here for the boss guide, go ahead and click the timestamp either in the description or in the comment section of this video. I'm not sure where I'll put it, probably both places, and it'll take you right to the boss. But this area is pretty difficult to clear, especially for new players, so I am going to show that first in this video. First things first, a little pressure plate here triggers a trap. We're gonna go ahead and try to bait these enemies into it. Just drag them down here, get them in front of you, and that should do it. 1, 2, 3, he's dead. 3 darts are gonna shoot out of the staircase. That's close. And you can actually see right here this little gap that they come out of. So nice little way to start things off. There is a soul, I believe, on this corpse here. So moving on, the Sens swinging axes, kind of a pain, to be honest with you. Just take it one at a time. I don't know why. For peace of mind, I like to use my shield. Some of them are really, like, there's not much of a gap in between. So, like, these ones here, these last two, I like to take those 2 at a time. I'll try to point that out ahead of time from now on. But, I recommend having a shield in this area. I can't actually hold this weapon with one hand, so it's kind of going to make things difficult for me. But as much damage as possible is the way to go in this area, because you will be kind of underpowered, to be honest with you. These guys have a lot of health, and can be quite troublesome. So you can, of course, move your camera down and see pretty clearly the gaps between these axes. Go ahead and run right by him, trigger another pressure plate. It'll shoot out those darts. I think only one of them just hit him, but that's alright. Soften him up a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and drink an Estus. And open this chest right here. Got 2 large titanite shards inside. If you watched my last video on the gaping dragon, I showed you where to get the large ember, so you can actually use those large titanite shards to upgrade your weapon to +10. So you see a guy sleeping right there. We don't really have to deal with him. This guy will come outside and warn you about the rolling boulders in this area. So he's probably going to get back up, and more boulders will come. So if you want to just try to trap him in that doorway, another one will actually come by and smash him if you manage to keep him outside. But we did not, so they are dropping from up there, as you can see. I'm just going to wait for it to come by and then make a run for it. One enemy all the way at the top of those stairs there. I'm going to ignore him and go through this fog right here. He will likely follow us down. Behind him, if you do want to run up there, is a chest with the ring of steel protection in it. Basically just gives you some more physical damage resistance. And he made the wrong choice trying to chase me. So there's another pressure plate you can clearly see right there, and the darts are going to come out of there. So another enemy here can bait into the trap. This one's a little harder to pull off, but if you get him in this hallway... Oh, I didn't actually hit it. That actually will work out better for us, because now we can back into it, and we're almost guaranteed to hit him. Somehow he blocked that from the back. Kind of an impressive trick. Now it's getting pretty loud right now. There are boulders galore here. So, first things first, if you do want to skip this whole boulder section here, you can actually, as soon as this boulder hits right here, take a right and sprint up the ramp and get straight to the mechanism. But I'm going to show you something else at the bottom of it. We're going to follow this boulder down, and they're going to be dropping in this hole at the bottom. So what you can do is kind of chill out right here and wait for a few more to come down, and eventually they are going to fill up this hole. It's going to take quite a few more, so I'll move on into this room. Watch that chest for a moment. you see it moving. Also, take note of the chain on the sides pointing towards you. Most chests will have a chain that curls backwards. This, if you don't notice the chain, you should be able to see it moving. From now on in this game, every single time you see a chest, hit it. Hit it before you open it. Because it might be one of these guys. These are called mimics. Chest, if you actually try to open it, they will eat you and it will actually instant kill you. So that drops the lightning spear. Super nice for this area. Honestly, if I didn't have a Black Knight Halberd at +3 right now, I would be using this. As you can see, it does 144 physical damage, nothing too special there, but 144 lightning damage on top of that. A lightning spear is actually a +5 spear that has been ascended into a lightning spear. So it's basically the equivalent of like a +6 spear. So if you don't have anything upgrade that far, I would recommend using that. On top of that, it is a spear, so I'll just show you real quick. Really nice compact attacks, really fast, good range, pretty much exactly what you want in every situation in this area. And on top of that, the lizards are weak to lightning. So let's head back out here. This should be done. So that's filled all the way up, and now the boulders are busting a hole in this wall. So if you want to run over here, grab this item, you get the covetous gold serpent ring. There's nothing down that way. Oh! Don't do that. That is such a rookie mistake. Anyways, move back into here. You see this elevator here. Once it comes back down, it has a special quality to it. It's completely covered in blood. So that kind of warns you as to what might happen if you stay on this elevator too long. Go ahead and jump off right here. It will keep going up, and you can just barely see there are some spikes, so that will kill you if you stay on it for too long. Moving on, if we take a quick look out here. So right up there is the actual boulder mechanism. Down here is where that sleeping snake was. He's on the other side of that little bridge right there. So boulders will drop down from the roof, and this thing will push them. It'll push it in the opposite side of where the stick is pointing, as you can see. So if I move it this way, it'll start going down here. And if you watch closely, it's hitting that guy that's sleeping right there. And then you can also just barely see it broke a hole in the wall. Now if you go down there and you have something called a cage key, which I will show you how to get in a moment, you can actually save another NPC who's locked in a cage there, and he's basically the Grandmaster Sorcerer. So if you are playing a sorcery character, go ahead and go down there and save him. So if you send it out this way, this will actually take it to where you first encounter the boulders, and if you send it out that way, it goes to nowhere. So that's the safest place to go. And of course, sending it down this way will take it to where we found the gold serpent ring. So moving up here, we'll trap, don't fall for it. That's all three. And probably the most treacherous area you'll have to cross right here. Maybe not, maybe second most treacherous. You have to do all of these at one time, all in one run. So just get ready, psych yourself up for it, and just go for it. Now there is an enemy right there, enemy right at the top of the stairs, and one down here. I'm going to take you down here first, because this one has an item that we might want. Two more large Titanite shards. So that brings us to 4, 5 if you grab the one in the depths. In case you're wondering, the reason I keep kicking is because with this weapon, this attack's really good, but if you chain it to another one, that one kind of sucks, has very little range, it takes a lot of stamina. So I like to do that and then reset and do that again, and sometimes I do it so quickly that I just kick. So just in case you're wondering. Is he aggroed on us? Not quite, so we're going to go ahead and take this guy on. Easy enough. That will actually drop down to another area. You can get some more loot, but not really worth it if you ask me, because you've come this far. I didn't really do a very good job of dodging that. So I can actually one-shot those guys, which is kind of nice. Now, this next part, a little annoying. If you are really paranoid, you can take like some fire bombs or something. Doesn't seem like I have any, or even a bow, and get this guy, because he will be sniping at you with lightning as you try to cross the bridge. Actually, I can just lock onto him. Do it the easy way. Whoops. And it appears like I can just kind of stun lock him and knock him off instead of you. Now, the reason you might want to do that is because this is a very, very thin platform. So take it nice and slow. You will have to do these 2 at a time. So first set, and stop right between, adjust your camera so you can see, and then the second set. Another trap right here, just click it, it'll come from behind. No big deal. Now this next part you're going to want to run a little bit, a little dangerous. So just follow my steps. Don't worry about picking up any items yet. You will be able to come back for them very, very soon. Just run over here. It's this ledge. Drop straight down, and you will get the first bonfire in the Sens Fortress. Now you probably just heard a massive explosion and see some fire over there. That's why we wanted to be quick. I will explain more in a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and rest right there. Actually, I might be able to level up as well. Let's go for a little bit of health. I haven't leveled up my health since I started the game. Alright, moving on. If I drop down right here, this is exactly where we just were at the end of that little bridge. So, if we run up here now, again, we're going to want to be quick. You see these little stains from like soot or ash. And you see the giant fire bombs coming down. There's a guy up there throwing them, so just keep moving. You do not want to be hit by those. And the first thing we're going to do is go try to take him out. Boulder Knight down there, just so you're aware. These 2 cages right here will actually serve as a shortcut here very soon. Another kind of treacherous area, very thin platforms to walk on. Go ahead and take this guy out. Easy enough. Of course, the boss is right through here. You can actually see him through the window. Kind of cool. That guy up top, though, will actually be throwing firebombs at you during the boss fight if you don't take him out now. So, let's head up there. Now, you basically just want to kind of stay behind him. He'll do some stomps, and then he'll kind of go into a frenzy. Sometimes he'll stomp. See if I can bait out the frenzy. He'll do some sweeps with his hands. Very slow, very easy to see coming. Hardest part here is the camera angle. Not too much health. I'll probably 3 or 4 shot him. I'd actually recommend not locking on. It's easier to manage the camera. So he'll do 2 stomps, or he'll do like maybe 4. He'll do a couple quick ones after that. That will signify that the frenzy is coming, but just take my word for it. If he does the frenzy, stay behind him. He'll tire himself out after like 3 seconds and just be kneeling down, and you can take him out easily. Got a Titanite chunk from him. Now, before we take on the boss, I am going to show you. Oh man, I wanted that drop. I'm going to show you the shortcut. You can also see the guy over there that's loading in the boulders. Kind of cool. It's my favorite part about this area, honestly, is you can see pretty much everywhere you've been before. Right over there is where we killed the gargoyles. There's the bell. You can see all the way down into like the Darkroot Garden down there, Darkroot Forest over there too. Very, very cool area. So, moving on, there's this whole side area over here where you can kill this guy as well. I'm not going to show you that today, but at the end of it you can get a really cool dexterity weapon. So if you're a dexterity build, I would recommend exploring over that way. I'm just going to ignore that Boulder Knight. The guy on the roof that we just killed, by the way, will not respawn. So get some speed here, stick to the left, and then jump. Don't do that. Oh well. while we're down here. Let's grab that guy. Boulder Knights, as usual, farming or dropping Titanite shards. Now, the Boulder Knights down here, both of them have a chance to drop the Boulder Side Sword that I mentioned in my top 5 best weapons video. So it's actually safe to grab these weapons now since the firebomb guy is dead. But right here is the best place to farm those. 2 more Titanite shards there. With that gold serpent ring that we picked up, that actually increases your item discovery. So that's why this is such a great area for that. Anytime you want to farm for rare drops, go ahead and equip that gold ring. NPC right there, he can sell you some stuff if you're into that kind of thing. We go ahead and head down all the way to the bottom of these stairs here. Very, very far down, try not to fall. One more enemy is our favorite kind. I dodged the shit out of that. Get out of my face. He was protecting the cage key. Cage key is going to allow us to unlock one of those cages I pointed out earlier, and that will take us all the way down to basically right at the beginning of Sens Fortress. So if we make our way back upstairs, it is a bit of a run to get down here, but probably worth it, because otherwise, if for whatever reason you needed to get down to Firelink or the Undead Parish to upgrade your weapon maybe, or if you need to get back down from there all the way to the top of this place, you would have to clear the entire area with the swinging axes again, because obviously you can't warp between the bonfires. So it is this one here. Open it with the cage key and you can step into it with an elevator, like an elevator rather. Don't worry about falling down the little gap between here and the floor. Can't actually do that. It takes down right here. Right over there is the entrance. It will kind of take you right to this guy, but you can just hop off. He can hit you through the cage, unfortunately. Try to take out my weapon, or my shield, but I wasn't quick enough. I'm gonna head back up, obviously, because we have unfinished business up here. Now, for this boss fight, there is a very, very helpful summon. I'm going to go back and reverse hollowing real quick, and I'll meet you guys back right in front of the fog. Alright, so here we are. As you can see, there are a lot of summon signs here. I love that. I love that the community is alive again. The one we want is over here. This is Iron Tarkus. Gonna go ahead and summon him. Now, there is a bit of a cheese for this boss fight, as usual. That's why I'm here, to show you those things. You can't fight him the normal way. I would recommend, basically, as soon as we go in here, he is going to start pushing towards us. He's going to try to hit us with a ranged attack first, actually, a little shockwave thing. But you can't fight him in the middle of this, like, wide tower. He is actually back on a little narrow bridge, kind of like what you see right in front of me. And that's actually where we are going to fight him. And I will show you in a moment. Now, Iron Tarkus, again, one of those summons that can actually solo this boss fight. But we won't make him do that. He's really just going to help us with the cheese. So close the distance as soon as possible for this method. Just avoid that by running to the side. And you want to fight him on this bridge. Now, I would, again, recommend not locking on for this boss fight. That is called the vacuum grab right there. See him kind of reach back and try to pick you up. It's called the vacuum grab because you're staying like right here behind him between his legs, he can still get you. And you kind of just get sucked into it. It's really annoying. But eventually, if you just keep up the attacks, especially with heavy weapons, he will start to wobble right here. And if you keep hitting him, he'll fall down. If you do it on the bridge, he'll fall off the bridge. Pretty simple boss fight, honestly. The hardest part, in my opinion, is just not falling off the bridge or this tower. As you can see, you can pretty much fall off at any point, and that's pretty frustrating. But hopefully that helped you guys. If you're playing as a dexterity build, that will be much harder to do. It will take quite a bit longer, but make sure you summon Iron Tarkus, because you never know when you might not be able to. But good luck with the Iron Golem, guys. To proceed, all you gotta do is click A on this ring of light. Before you do that though, I would actually recommend heading back down to the Undead Parish if you want to upgrade your weapon with all those Titanite shards we got. Let's see, we picked up 6 throughout here, so that's good for your first 3, maybe 4 upgrades, roughly. So yeah, that'll give you +8, +9, somewhere around there. And level up, all that good stuff before you move on. But that's all for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck with both the boss fight and Sens Fortress in general, and I'll see you guys next time.